Hey, I like your thing there at the end that you were doing
The Vogue?
the Vogue. The Vogue.
Come
I
on,
can't do that.
Vogue. I
Yeah.
can't either.
No, well,
Did
you
you not
did
just
it.
say that? No,
You
I
did
didn't. I
it.
didn't. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Takes One to Know One podcast with Jeremy and Shanny. I'm Shanny.
And I'm Jeremy. How are y'all tonight? Today, whenever you're watching this, it doesn't matter. Hi.
Yes, let us know in the comments, guys. We are reading all of your comments. Let us know suggestions if you want us to talk about certain things or do games or whatever you need. Tell us in the comments. We read them
Yes.
all the time and
We would
we
love
heart
to.
them. We heart the comments too, as long as
We
they're
heart them.
nice.
We're
As long as
hearters.
they're nice. Yeah, we're hearters.
We're hearters. Not
We're hearters.
hoarders, hearters.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's your week, Jer?
It's good so far. Just started.
Nice. Well, I mean, the past week since we've done this.
Weekend was kind of chill.
Yeah.
I didn't do a whole lot. Kind of just hung out with the family. I watched the Packers lose on Sunday. It was sad, but
that's your team, right? Oh no.
yeah, but it is what it is. I'm not like a huge football fan. Like I play fantasy football, and so I'm like more of a fan of the players. But I mean, I do like the Packers, and I wanted them to do better, but it just it is what it is.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what fantasy football is.
Oh,
I don't know anything about any sports. So
do you want me to tell you just the gist of it?
Just the gist of it.
So fantasy football is basically you draft players from all of the different teams of football that are out there. I mean, it can be in football, basketball, baseball. And so what you'll do is say if you have 10 teams, so you have like 10 people, 10 of your friends, and all of the eligible football players are like in a big pool. And you draw for who picks first through 10th, and then it goes back 10-1. Now, there's different ways of drafting, but so what happens is the first team, they get to draft the first person. So they would draft whoever they believe is the best person to get them points. And then there's so many points each team player gets. And
wait,
you are
is this
looking
like on the internet? Is it on the
yeah,
internet or in real
it's on the
life?
internet. Yeah, it's on the internet.
I thought you meant in real life. I'm
well,
like,
you
how did you
draft
get all those players together?
No. It's on the internet, and like they're all listed, and it shows like all their stats and how they're expected to do, like how they're predicted to go, and it's fun. It's just a way to keep it more interesting and makes you watch all of the games versus just one of them, and because you want your players to do well. So it's fun. I got into it like 10 years ago. I'm not a big sports fanatic, but you also win money doing it. So that's kind of why I like it as well.
Oh, that sounds fun. I like that. Awesome.
Yeah.
What was your worst part of the week? And best part? Did you already say?
No.
Let's do worst and best part of the week.
Well, the worst was the Packers losing.
Yeah, that really sucks.
That was the worst. But the best is still coming. I've got friends that are coming on Thursday from North Carolina and Georgia to come fishing with me and they've never been out on the ice, and it is going to be crazy.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited to get them on the ice because there's a lot of noises when ice is being made, a lot of cracking, a lot of different things that are going on, and expressions from people for the first time. It's going to be pretty magical. It's going to be good.
Have you ever fallen in? I would be terrified.
No, I've never fallen in.
Has anyone you know never done it? Like, how can you tell? How can you tell if it's frozen enough?
Well, they say not to go out unless there's at least 2 inches. And so you've got this thing. It's called a spud bar. Okay. And it's about a 30-pound iron bar, just this great big bar that has a sharp edge on the end. and you
Mm-hmm.
walk out and you just stab the ice with it, and you got to make sure that it's at least 2 inches to walk. I mean, but
Gotcha.
once you get 4 inches of ice, I mean, you could have a 400-pound man out there and you'd be all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
you got, and like once you get 8 inches, you can drive a four-wheeler out there. Um,
Really?
yeah. Once you get like 14, 15, they'll haul out these, they call them ice castles.
Mm-hmm.
And an ice castle is essentially a camper that you have on ice. I
Okay.
mean, these things are set to the nines. They've got full kitchens, full bath, bunk beds. It looks like a camper. And
Like
then they
on
have,
Day After Tomorrow. Have you seen that
I,
movie
no,
where
mm-mm.
they're camping on the ice? I don't
Well,
think
yeah,
that's the
it'd
same
probably
one.
be, yep, just like that. Yeah.
Well,
Then
they're
they
in a
got,
tent though. Are you in a tent?
oh, no, no, this is like
Oh,
a
okay.
camper. This is like a
Oh,
camper.
okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And
That's cool.
they're set up real nice. So
Yeah.
you need to have about, I don't know, probably 18 inches, 15 to 18 inches for something like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, you can set up, I mean, big, huge, big screen TVs where you can watch your jig go up and down and catch it's fun. It's good times. But I pretty much just go to hang out and hang out
Yeah.
with the friends and yeah,
Yeah.
have good times.
I
So
love that. Well, I'm excited for you.
thank you. Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
So what about you?
Well, I
Your
almost
best
died.
and worst.
I almost died this week.
I can't that was last week.
Oh, it was? Oh, it happened
Yeah.
again then. What are you talking about? This happened 2 days ago.
Last week you said you almost died, I think.
I did? No, I said I
Yeah.
went. I'm
I don't.
usually almost always dying, so it's
Oh,
fine.
okay. So what happened?
So, and it was like triggering because I had a near death experience. I can tell you the story if you'd like,
I want to hear. Well, of course, you can't just
because
preface that.
it's what made me start YouTube. Or maybe we should wait for the Q&A because somebody asked
Well,
what made you start YouTube.
we can go
Okay,
through it again.
whatever. Who cares? Okay, so 2 nights ago, I was taking some medicine and I was in the hospital last week and they gave me these new pills that I'm not very familiar with. And they're like huge horse pills and you can like dissolve them in water and they expand really easily. But I just wanted to swallow it because I don't like the taste of it. So I had it and I had my other meds in the same handful, which I've done many times. I'm on a lot of different medications. And so I put them in and I went to swallow and the pill got stuck right there. And so it
Oh
started
man.
expanding and I started choking and I was like pounding on the door for Danny and I was like pounding on the ground. I was like, and I was like trying to purge it out. Like I was sticking my fingers down my throat, trying to use my bulimia skills and get get the thing out. Sorry, mom. Sorry, mom. I was just trying to get the thing out because I was like about to die. And then I felt triggered for a different near death experience. Long story short, I did get it out, obviously, because I'm here and I'm alive.
Yeah.
It took a lot of purging and it took a lot of praying. And
Yeah.
I was horrified. And my whole life flashed before my eyes. It's true what they say. When you have a near death experience, it's crazy. The same thing happened on my other story. So here's what happened. So 6 years ago ish, 5.5,
Okay.
almost 6 years. When did I start YouTube? June. So this June will be 6 years ago. So 5.5 years ago. I had already been like thinking about starting a YouTube channel. And one night I was binging and purging. Do you know what that means?
Eating a lot and puking a lot.
Uh-huh. Like
Is
making
that
yourself throw up. Yeah.
okay? Yep.
Typically that's what bulimics do. So some people do it the other way. Like they'll take like a lot of laxatives to poop it out instead of throwing it up. But most people throw it up. I'm really shaky.
Okay.
Sorry. What's happening? I need to breathe.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so I'm purging one night, and at the time, I stupidly, but also I thought I was being smart, like a smart purger. I used a toothbrush to gag myself, and I would just hold like the bristles of it and stick the other end down my throat to gag myself. And I had been doing that for, I don't know, almost 2 decades. and nothing has ever
Really?
gone wrong. Yeah, it's never scratched my throat. I've never swallowed it. I've never had any problems with it at all. But for some reason, just this one time, um, I did somehow. My throat just like grabbed a hold of it and swallowed it. And so I
Swallow the
couldn't
toothbrush?
swallow the toothbrush. So I couldn't breathe. I could feel it stuck. It was like stuck from like probably here to here. I could feel it stuck in there. And I'm like trying to, and it took 10 seconds, but they were the longest 10 seconds of my life because the first 5 seconds was like literally my life flashed before my eyes. I don't even know how else to explain that. Like everything I went through, bad things I went through, good things I went through, everything. And then the second 5 seconds was like me having like a psychic vision of Danny finding me in the bathroom floor dead with puke everywhere and a toothbrush down my throat. And
Wow.
so I said a really quick prayer, and I don't usually, at the time, I didn't really pray for myself at all. And I was like, just help me, help me. And somehow, not somehow, the grace of God, I was able to fist my entire fist. And as you can see, you guys who are listening, you can't see this, but look how small my mouth is.
Yeah.
That's how
Right.
far I can get usually. But
Yeah.
somehow I got in there and I just dug the thing out. It definitely
Wow.
damaged, like cut it up and damaged it and stuff. But I was like, mm-mm. And so the next day I'm like, maybe I should start a YouTube channel where I bring awareness
Yeah.
and tell people that this can happen
Oh
and
my
that
gosh.
and try and like get myself some support to start my recovery, which is what it was when I started. And so that's
Yeah.
how I started. Yeah. So anyway, so
That's
a couple
wow.
nights ago it was the same, like it triggered that memory too. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
I was about to die from choking and I just had to just pray like hell and just do whatever I could to get in there and gag it out. It was so, so scary. So scary.
You had it pretty rough.
Nah, I'm
Yeah,
all
just
right.
couple near death experiences,
Yeah, I've had other ones too.
I've had
Wait,
other ones, she says.
you
Car
have too?
accident.
Hasn't everybody had near death experiences?
I have
You've
not.
never?
I have not really had them. Um, maybe when I was younger and I was like drunk driving as a young stupid kid. I just didn't know about it. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever had. Oh, I can tell you a story. I have a story.
Okay.
so so about this would have been 11 years ago. I started working with my dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to deliver jerky to all of our distributors that we had, and the middle of the pack was my uncle, and I went to his house and had to deliver in the alleyway, and I had a it was like a bread van. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, like a cube van type
Mm-hmm.
truck,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we had this. It was kind of like a rope on the back of of the the door that you pull down,
Mm-hmm.
and I jumped over because this is what I had been doing. I jumped over the boxes and I would grab a hold of the rope and pull down. Well, the rope broke, and I like fell down off the
Oh
back of
my
it,
God.
and I heard
Mm-hmm.
my ankle pop, but I sprained it, and I've never hurt myself ever have I hurt myself, and
Yeah.
my ankle was sprained, and so I had to stop the route. Good thing I was at my uncle's house because I couldn't really walk very well,
Right.
and so I stayed at his house for like 2 days until I could drive home. Well, I went home and I went to the doctor. They told me, what it was, and then they discovered that I had high blood pressure, and so that I was put on some high blood pressure pills.
Wow.
And
How old were you this
I,
time?
well, this would have been ten years ago, so 41, no,
Okay.
31,
Okay.
31. And so I went on these blood pressure pills, and um, I still bowled. I bowled a lot back then, and Thursday nights is when I would bowl, and I would drink quite a bit of Captain and Cokes. So Captain
I don't know
Morgan and
this.
Coke,
Okay.
rum and
Roman.
Cokes.
Okay.
Well, this one particular night, I didn't really have that much to drink, but I had my buddy brought me home, and he said on the way home I just started talking loopy, just speaking loopy to him, just crazy words and everything. And I went home and I went right to bed.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up in the morning and my sister sends me a text saying, "How you feeling?" I'm like, "I'm good, just a little tired, you know."
Yeah.
And she said, "Have you talked to your wife yet?" I said, "No, she's at work." She's like, "Okay, you have to talk to your wife." So I call her, and
Oh,
so I
no.
went home and I go to bed, and then at like, I don't know what time this was, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. Brittany's laying there and she hears water, and she turns the light on, and I'm peeing at the end of the bed, the corner of the bed. And there I am, and she's like, "Jerry, get into the bathroom." So I go into the bathroom. I get see, I don't know any of this. I go into the bathroom. I got my boxers like down to my ankles, and I'm like, and I'm just all over the bathroom. And
Oh
she
no.
helps get me some new boxers, and I like lay down in bed. Well, I was not coherent at all, like because I was just I
Well,
don't even know what was
clearly. I
I did
mean,
I had no idea what was going on.
yeah.
So she proceeds to call CJ, my buddy, that how much did he have to drink? What was going on? He's like, he had half of what he normally does.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was on this blood pressure medication that I could not drink that much.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
he said he had half of what he normally does. Well, then she calls my sister-in-law, who is a nurse, and
Okay.
she's like, well, because she's like, I wasn't responsive. Like I went back to bed and I just went to sleep. I wasn't
Yeah.
responsive,
Yeah.
and she's like, or if you want, call the hospital. And so she called my sister, and my sister's like, I don't know what to do. Call the hospital. And so she called the hospital. This is all. The hospital's like, well, ma'am, should we send an
Oh
ambulance? Because Brittany was so naive, like she had no
no. Yeah.
idea, and she's
Oh.
like, well, man, we can send an ambulance. Is he breathing all right? She's like, yeah, I think he's breathing okay. Everything's fine. And
Oh.
and then she calls my dad,
Oh
and
no.
this is classic.
Oh
My
no.
dad says, and my dad's a recovering alcoholic, and
Mm-hmm.
he says, well, here's what I suggest you do. Um, Turn him away from you so he doesn't pee on you and go back to bed. She's like, yeah, and so she did.
Oh
And
man.
I woke up in the morning and I had not a clue. But she had called all of these people like in fear for my life. Like she
Oh.
thought I was having a death experience, but a near death experience.
Oh.
But I no, it
Bless her
was
heart. You were just peeing in random places. That's
yeah, I
normal.
was peeing on the corner of the bed. Yeah,
Yeah, that's totally normal. So,
yeah, yep.
gosh, you poor
So
thing.
when if you just start out on blood pressure medication, do not drink. Yeah,
Yeah, I actually have really low blood pressure, and I'm really lucky. Can I just brag?
yeah,
Listen,
brag. Yeah.
we all know I have a bajillion health problems, but there are two that I'm grateful for. The first one is low blood pressure because they tell me to eat a lot of salt. Second one is hypoglycemia, and I have to eat like sugar every couple hours or I get really sick and pass out. So,
Okay.
yeah, I might feel like shit, but like I get to eat as much sugar and salt as I want to, so I'm fine with it. You
Perfect.
know, you
Perfect.
know what I'm saying?
A lot of salty popcorn and kettle corn. You
Oh,
like
I love
kettle corn?
kettle corn.
Yeah.
Are you a
Yeah.
kettle corn fan?
I like. I'll dabble. I'll dabble every once in a while. It's
Are
been a
you one of
while.
those? Or do you like sweet and savory or sweet and salty together? Because that's like my
You
favorite.
know, I don't really know. I don't. Huh. I guess I haven't really thought about that. I like sweet. I don't know. I guess I
No?
have to think about that. Yeah.
Okay, you
I
can think
like.
about
Yeah.
that. Let us
I
know.
can. You let me think about that. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I like everything pretty much. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot I don't like except like I don't like a lot of green vegetables.
Really?
I like broccoli.
Broccoli's the best.
I think that's it.
That's your whole list.
No, of green.
Broccoli of
Of
green.
Yeah.
So no peas.
Oh, peas are like pimples popping in your mouth.
They
You take a
are.
pea and it's like,
No. Why did you have to tell me that,
there you
Jeremy?
go.
Ugh, I
Peas I
hate
can't stand.
you.
And then, the other bad one?
What?
I hope you don't like cottage cheese.
Oh, I love cottage cheese.
Just
Don't.
straight
Do
yeast
not. No.
infection
Do
right
not
there.
ruin cottage cheese for me.
Straight yeast infection, right?
How
Yep.
would you know? How would you know? You've never had to deal with a yeast infection.
Yeah, I
You're
have not
over
had to,
there
but
acting
that's
all like you know what it
well,
feels
when I
like.
was
Come on.
in health class, we had to look at the stuff and you're like, yeah, this is gross.
You're right. That's the same as experiencing it.
Well, I'm not saying I've experienced it. I'm saying that's the way it looks.
Well, then you can't have an opinion. And every woman listening agrees with me.
Okay. All right. Sorry I blew up. There it is. Yeah. Sorry I blew up.
I've been
But yeah,
waiting, Jeremy. It took you long enough.
yeah. But no,
I'm
I
just
would
kidding.
say
I'm just teasing
peas
you.
peas are disgusting. Ugh.
I only like canned peas. I
Okay.
know. I don't like frozen peas.
I like pea
And
pods.
and I like the pea pods, yeah, like the
Yes,
sweet, the
I
ones that
do
you
like
can
pea
just eat
pods.
raw. So I don't
Yeah,
like frozen. I only like canned or the raw ones that you can just,
yeah.
those are really good. Sugar snap peas or whatever they're called.
But beans, I don't like beans either.
Jeremy,
Can't do it. Sorry, can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it.
do you know what my only hated, well, my most hated food is?
What's that?
Mushrooms.
Love mushrooms.
So does Danny. He adores mushrooms. And so, a friend of mine, Darcy, if you're listening, who started as an online follower and became my friend, she sent me a full case, a Costco sized case of canned mushrooms.
Nice.
That's
Magical.
not nice. That's disgusting. She did it just to piss me off and it
Just
worked.
in spite.
Yes. And then
Oh, that was
Casey,
spiteful, Darcy.
yes. And then my friend Casey, who lives in Australia, she sent me Vegemite. Have you ever had it before?
No, but I heard it's just like balls.
No, it tastes like asshole. Like that's what it tastes like.
Well,
So
pretty
I'm like
close.
trying
Balls,
it. Yeah,
asshole, pretty
balls and
close. Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah.
So I'm trying it. I was like, this is disgusting. So I go report to her later. Hey, this is disgusting. And she's like, I know. I just wanted you to try it. You
People
knew
just
it
want
was
you to
gross.
try gross stuff,
You knew it was disgusting, and you're sending it to me. Get out of here.
but don't.
I love her.
But don't like Australians really like Vegemite?
Yeah, some of them do because I've got a lot of viewers from Australia.
Oh, I
And
have
they
an
say,
Australian joke then.
nice. Okay, go for it.
So, little Johnny and little Susie got married and they went to Australia for the first time. And they were on the beach and little Susie got stung in the vagina by a jellyfish. And this was their honeymoon night. They hadn't done it yet. And so little Johnny's freaking out. And he's like, he calls the Coast Guard, the Australian Coast Guard, and the guy answers the phone. G'day, mate. He's like, I'm sorry to call you. I don't know what's going on. And he says, my wife, she was out swimming. She got stung in her lady parts by a jellyfish, and I don't know what to do. And the guy says, oh, bummer, mate. He says, yeah, you're right. Why didn't I think of that?
Ah!
I'm actually surprised you got that right away because usually it takes people a little bit.
No, I got it right away. Some of your jokes I don't get right away. Some of them I have to go back and re-listen. Like, what am I missing? Some of them I'm just too dumb to understand.
Bummer, mate.
That is good.
Yeah.
That is really good. Good one. I love that. Well, this is my Valentine's. It's backwards. Wait, is this going to show up backwards? Are we? You know how like we see ourselves backwards?
Yeah, I see. It says Happy Valentine's Day. It says correctly.
Anyway, this is a very large Christmas tree that this is a very large Christmas tree that used to be in my kitchen. And something that I used to do was do holiday trees throughout the whole year. So this is my Valentine tree. Then you're gonna get a St. Patrick's Day. So for those who do watch, you're welcome.
And this is a padded room here. They let me out. They let me out every once in a while, but they throw me back in this padded room about 23 hours of the day.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It is what it is. Me and my me and my multiple personalities are doing well.
it's magical,
Yeah,
right? Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
we're
Anyway,
doing
so
great.
today we thought it'd be fun to do a Q&A. This is going to be our first Q&A. We haven't done one of those yet, and granted, this is only episode 3, but still. So, Jeremy,
Yeah,
if
we
anyone
haven't done.
cares, the 100 people that are watching it, this is for you. We love
Yes,
you. Please
yes.
subscribe, but don't feel like you have to. We don't want to be too pushy or anything, but we just love talking to people, and we're going to be bringing on people once we get this thing going, and you'll have a
Yeah.
chance to come on. We're going to do giveaways. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. So
It's
stick
gonna get
around.
crazy. It's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So Jeremy asked his people, his followers, I guess, for questions, and I asked mine.
Yeah.
So we're going to answer most of them. We'll see if we can get through all of them. So
Right.
would you like to start?
I can start.
Okay.
I got this from Wheels89.dr16.
Okay.
This is a question for me. He says, "Where do your jokes come from? And is little Johnny made up or someone you know?" Well, I have been told jokes, and I have my whole entire life. I have always loved jokes, and
Mm-hmm.
I my mom hung out in a bar a lot, and I would go as a kid, and my stepdad was he told so many jokes, and I would just like bring those in and love to tell people the jokes when I could. And I think I it's funny because I'll remember jokes. I love when I get in around people that are starting to tell jokes, and I will just remember like ones. Oh, I haven't thought of that one for a while, and so I have to like put a little message in my phone, like just one word about okay, this joke that I haven't told that I have to
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
And with the little Johnny joke, I what happened was is on TikTok, I did a couple little Johnny jokes that were actual little Johnny jokes that took
Yeah.
off and did very, very well. But then I
Okay.
learned that you can essentially turn any joke
Into a
into
little Johnny.
in a little Johnny joke. Yes, you can just make him the main subject of the joke and make that like blonde jokes are
Yeah.
really good as a little Johnny
Nice.
joke.
Nice.
And basically you can turn any joke into that. I do get people that ask if it's someone that I know. I have done some of my jokes as a like life experiences, but
Mm-hmm.
the majority of them are jokes that I've heard
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much growing up throughout my life.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
when I ranted about your little Johnny stuff, was that on here or was that a live stream?
I don't know. I don't remember which one were you talking about.
How some people have commented on your little Johnny jokes that
A
you
little
don't
too.
remember this?
Oh,
I think it was
oh
on my
yeah,
live stream. I think you
like
came
you're
on my
talking
live stream.
about how it's like I'm like pedophilia type
Yeah,
thing.
it
And
pisses me
people,
off so much that you get comments that you're a pedophile, that
yeah,
you abuse your kids, that you're this nasty. Like, listen, people, I get that some of the little Johnny jokes are dirty, but just because he says little Johnny, little Johnny is very many different ages, right?
right.
Like,
Oh yes,
and
I've
you
had
tell
him
that
98 years old before.
yeah, and you
Yeah,
tell that in a joke. You'll say
yeah,
little Johnny's in school, so
yes,
obviously he's younger, or little
yeah,
Johnny and little Susie got married, so obviously he's older. You know
right,
what I mean? So
yeah.
it just pisses me off when people say that about you because you're
And
the farthest thing from that. And
I, I've learned to take that with a grain of salt.
yeah,
Because I'll and like I don't remember where we had talked about this, but a lot of times I let those go. I let a lot of those comments go unless I will look at their account and see like who they are. If it's a kid,
yeah,
I always just let it go. But if it is someone that has videos, and I will just
yeah,
kind of talk to them and be like, "Come." I always tell everyone like, "You look like you need a hug." Or you haven't been hugged enough. This is your safe place, come on, bring it on in. I'll give you
yeah,
hugs.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I tell everyone. I said, I ain't
Mhm,
got no time for hate here. And
mhm.
then 9 times out of 10, they delete the comment. But
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah.
Oh.
So do you want me to keep going on mine or do you want to do one of yours or?
Let's do one of mine.
Okay.
Um, should I do one that's just aimed towards me? Because you just
Sure.
did one about, I don't know. It doesn't have to be equal here.
Yeah.
Um, Malmic, MALMIC _27 said, how do you fight being frustrated with yourself? I'm sick of this bulimia. You can answer this too, just not the bulimia part.
Right.
Um, so I'm in recovery for bulimia and I've had it for 21 years, something, 22 years. And all eating disorders, I started at 5 years old, so 31 years. But the bulimia didn't start till 20 years ago. And it's taken me a long time to just get to that point in my head where I can be like, you know what? If I mess up, like if I have a slip or if I if I'm feeling tempted to do it, like, and that usually happens if Danny's at work and I'm all alone in the house and no one's going to know if I go and eat everything in the kitchen and throw it up. No one's going to know. But I can tell you that the further along you can get, the more days of sobriety, I guess, that you can get, the easier it gets. It really does. And so just start really slow. That's what I had to do. I started my recovery journey when I started YouTube, so 5.5 years ago. And it wasn't until just in last month or this month that I hit my 1 year sober. So it took me a while
Right
to get
on.
there. Yeah. And that's
Awesome.
okay. Like, be patient with yourself. The worst thing you can do is hate yourself and get angry with yourself and get frustrated with yourself. And I'm not perfect. I still do those things, but that's not going to help anything. So just try and look at it as, oh, I'm a human being and I'm going through something really hard and I'm doing my best. And as long as I'm doing my best, then I'm doing great. So just do
Right.
your best and don't beat yourself up if you fall. Just get right back up and keep going.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah.
What was that question again?
How do you fight being frustrated with yourself?
That's kind of like for me, that's really tough. Like I get
Do you get,
frustrated. I do get frustrated with myself, and what I really try to do is always try to throw it into something positive. And
mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. I love that.
I, and it's like I've struggled with that in the past, and like I throw it back to like now with me on TikTok. Like if I'm frustrated like with the way things are going, I will go out and do like a uh, an inspirational video so
Mm-hmm.
that I can talk to people, but then I'm actually speaking to myself saying, this is okay. This is going to pass. This will. And it's like I'm telling the people how this is like a different season in your life and how everything is going to turn out. And so it's basically me talking to myself,
Yeah,
but I'm giving that to other people as well. And so, like for me,
for sure.
when I get frustrated, I just I don't know. I try and make something positive out of it, but then sometimes I go for a drive.
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
that a lot. Just turn music up and just go.
yeah. Well, something I tell my viewers all the time, and you're going to hear me say it a lot because I say it a lot because it's important, is I forgot what I was going to say. Hold
Oh
on.
yeah,
That.
yeah.
Nothing.
You tell
dead,
them
dead space.
do nothing. Yeah,
Hold on, it'll come to me. Oh, is to get out of your own head and help somebody else. That's why I started YouTube, so that I wasn't at home binging and purging 10 times a day and wallowing in self-pity. I was out there being brave and being like, this is my story. Who else out there is going through it? And talk about it. And those people had helped me, and then that made me want to help them more. And if I'm having a bad day, I try and, like you said, Jeremy, you do the same thing, is try and serve somebody else. Like, get out of your own headspace, make cookies for somebody, or write a letter to your grandma. She would love that. Or just anything, make a video that's like Jeremy does, or do a live stream like I do. Whatever it is to get out of your own head and focus on other people, you'll learn so much more about yourself that way. And you'll be able to find things that can help you in the future.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you go. Your turn.
All right. This is Kales KAYLZ Williams.
Okay.
What was your childhood dream job And as an adult, did that dream job change or remain the same?
It's a good question.
You want
Do
to
you want to
answer it
go
first?
first?
You go ahead.
Um, well, all I ever wanted was to be a mom. So
Yeah.
I'm a mom. I have three little birds. Oh, two. Sorry. One just died. I have
Oh,
two birds. They're my babies, but I fulfilled it in a different way, Like I always grew up thinking I wanted to be a mom. I never had the desire to go to college or have a career or anything like that. Like all I wanted was to be a mom. And when I, found out I couldn't have kids and um, started like mothering, if you will, young girls and boys from around the world, it fulfilled that for me. So in a way, yeah, I got my dream job and I got my dream. Maybe not the way that I thought as a little girl, but something that works as well.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Nice, nice.
What about you?
When I was in eighth grade, I wrote a letter to myself. We were told to when we were in English class, we were supposed to write a letter to ourselves as a senior.
Do you have it?
I do. I think I know where it is, but I
Yeah.
don't have it here right now.
Okay.
Um, and I remember I wrote to myself, um, "How are you? Are you are you are you doing well with the girls? Um, do you still want to be a DNR game warden?
What's
Are
DNR?
you uh, work for the Department of Natural Resources? Um,
Oh,
work work as
fancy.
a game warden?
Oh, okay.
And are your grades, do you have a 3.0 grade point average? And are you playing any sports?"
Wow.
And I didn't remember writing that to myself. And it was only 4 years. And I don't
Yeah.
remember. It was cool because it was the last week of our senior year, and our English teacher handed it out to us all. And
Hmm.
I don't think anyone remembered reading it.
Yeah.
And I, uh, I remember wanting to do that as a kid. Like because I wanted to work outdoors and I wanted to be, um, doing something, to help the environment. And
Hmm.
but then as I went to school and uh, went through high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had no idea what I wanted to do up
Yeah.
until, well, I'd always said, this, I told you this, I always said I was going to be famous. Like,
Yeah. Hmm.
knew. I told,
Yeah.
like, growing up, I said, I knew that people are going to know who I am,
Hmm.
which was like I think, I think a lot of kids would probably, I mean, they've got like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to be, a lot of, but, I want people to know me.
Hmm.
And so I had that like in the back of my head, but that wasn't a thing that like, I'm going to be an actor or,
Yeah.
do whatever. That's something that's going to make me famous. But when I got to be a senior, I had no idea. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I went and
Yeah.
worked in retail. I've worked in sales like my whole life. And well, in my first job, I was a baker. I worked at a bakery, and I thought, all right, well, maybe I'm going to be a baker.
Yeah.
And and then I worked in construction, and I thought, well, maybe I'm going to do that. So I did all of these different jobs, and I think that I experienced life.
Hmm.
Um, and
That's how Danny was too.
it took me a while to figure out, okay, I have the gift to gab, and
Hmm.
I can talk to people. And if I
Yeah,
can
you do.
talk to people, I can sell something. And
Yeah.
so it brought me to sales. And so no, it changed quite a bit.
Wow.
Um, I wouldn't say, I mean, that achievement of being famous, I wouldn't say that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm super, super well
Well,
known, but
you're not
I'm
J-Lo, but like,
no,
hello,
but I mean,
2.5 million
I could
followers.
I
That's
could
a
be
lot of people.
like an S list celebrity or
What
something.
does that mean? Oh, I get it.
You got your
A-list.
A, B, C. Yeah,
That took
yeah,
me a minute. I've never heard that expression
yeah,
before. That's pretty good.
yeah. But no, I'm happy where I'm at, but um,
Yeah.
no, my idea of what I wanted to be has completely changed. And
Isn't
if
that
you had talked to
crazy?
my wife, she knew what she wanted to do. Outside of, well, she had thought she wanted to be a Spanish teacher,
Hmm.
but that changed. But she wanted to do something with to major in Spanish like her whole life. And
Why does she speak Spanish?
her mom is from Texas, and her mom's
Oh,
Mexican
okay.
and
Yeah, cool.
Texican, and and she never spoke it. She would her mom would speak it with her, and she still does with her friends back home in Texas, in West Texas, but never a whole lot in the house.
Mhm.
Um, but Brittany had that's just what she always wanted to do, and
Yeah,
she's doing it. And now my boys are in their their Spanish. What is it? What's it called? Integration type class,
yeah.
like Spanish language, where they're learning. They're speaking only Spanish to them all day long.
That's
And
really cool.
so yeah, my third grader is pretty much fluent, and yeah, it's awesome.
Do
So
you speak Spanish?
nah,
No,
hardly at all.
not at all.
Not at
Okay.
all. And it's
Yeah.
funny though, because when we go down to Mexico, everyone thinks that I'm Hispanic, and they will speak to me in Spanish, and I just point at Brittany, and I'm like, "Oh, she speaks Spanish, but not me." And I've had people get mad at me before, thinking that I am like I'm Hispanic, and like, "What do you mean you don't speak Spanish?" And then I'm like, "No."
Really?
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. Like
So if
they,
you just say no hablo español, they'll
yeah.
get mad at you?
Oh no, I would just be like, "No, I don't speak Spanish." And like, "Oh, what do you mean?" You know, because they think that I'm part, I'm Mexican or whatever. But
Oh man. Yeah. Danny lived in Texas for 2 years. Did you know that?
no, where do you
Where's
live?
he was in Houston.
Okay.
He was
Uh,
on a mission for a church. Where did your wife grow
her
up?
well, her my mother-in-law grew up in Big Spring, Texas, which is by
Okay.
Midland. Um,
Okay.
so it's pretty west, far west. We went there for the first time this last August, and it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
really really hot, but it
Mhm.
was good. It was a good time.
I've
So
heard it's hot. I've heard there's a lot of big bugs.
I don't know. We saw a tarantula.
Just
That was
walking
awesome.
around,
It was
just like
awesome.
chilling. What
It
what
was
what was it?
it, it was out in like this. We were on this wildlife refuge, like game farm type thing,
Mhm.
and it was just out on the walking in the dirt.
Yeah.
And it was funny because um Brittany's cousin had seen it, and we were all on these UTVs, and he stops, and he's got Brittany was with him, and then my oldest Anthony, and they were probably 30 feet away from this thing, and I get out, and I'm like all excited, and Anthony is just deathly afraid. What are you doing? Get away from that thing! And I'm like, dude, it's not gonna like attack.
Oh.
And
Oh.
yeah, he was like, that was just like the most scariest thing of my life.
That's like if you were to see a snake. Let's be fair here. You hate snakes.
Oh, I do. I do not like snakes. And where we have our hunting land, where my dad lives, is like we have timber rattlesnakes out there, and it's like one of the biggest. Uh, I want to say like compound. I don't know what you would call it, but there's like a
Yeah.
ton of snakes there, and it's not cool. So I don't go out unless it's cold enough for them to be away because
Gotcha.
I hate them.
That
So
gotcha. Okay, I have a picture for you, but it's gonna take me a minute to find it. So do you want to do
okay,
another question?
okay. This one's another one for me from
Okay.
Jeremy Dash Johnson. Well, Jeremy underscore Johnson underscore.
Another Jeremy, you're twins.
What
Wow.
made you start TikTok?
Good, good, good question, Jeremy.
Good
Let it out.
question. I don't even. What made me start TikTok was there was a friend of mine, Murray Hebert, Fishing More Outdoors,
Mhm.
and he's on YouTube. And Sam Sobey, he's another YouTuber. They
YouTube.
They came fishing with me um 2 Augusts ago. So it would have
Mhm.
been 2018. And we went catfishing. And we had a great time. And they had gone home, and Murray had posted the video of them doing it. Was a call we called the kick ass catfishing trip because the name of my company is Kick Ass Beef Jerky. And so
Mhm.
they posted like a kick-ass catfishing trip. And the video went viral within like, I don't know, like 3 hours. And he's
Okay.
like, dude, you need to get on here. You need to get on TikTok. And I had friends that had told me before, and I'm like, I've seen this. It's nothing like but kids just dancing and doing these crazy dances. And I'm like, I am way, way too old to be on there. And he's like, no, you just need to check it out. Post some fishing videos. So I posted a ice fishing video where I did not even bring in the fish. Like I just posted it where it was almost, we brought it in, and it went viral in like a day. And so I continued to post um, some ice fishing videos, and they were just kept going. And then I had gone down. Well, what I wanted to do then is I like, okay, so I'm going to post some fishing videos. I'm going to build up my following, and then I'm going to post stuff for the company. So the name of when I first started it, the name of the TikTok page was Kick Ass Beef Jerky,
Mm-hmm.
and I was posting the fishing videos, and then I posted um, a couple of videos that had to do with work, but they didn't do very well. But then I posted some jokes, and the jokes started doing well. Well, then we went down to Talladega for a race,
Mm-hmm.
and I told a little Johnny joke, and it was over from there. Like it just started. I grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and so it was like that. You get
So
super
good.
excited, like you're like super. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what's happening! And so I changed the name of the
Yeah.
page from Kick Ass Beef Jerky to my personal name because I felt like there was sometimes some of the jokes were a little raunchy, and I didn't know if I wanted to, you
Your
know,
name associated.
yeah, mix
Yeah.
business with myself, and um, it just kind of blew up from there, and so that's what
Oh,
made me start. So, what
I'm
made you
glad you
start?
did.
What made you start TikTok?
I swallowed a toothbrush. Remember? I almost
That's why you
died.
started TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Actually, why did I? I don't even know. I actually don't remember. I I think I know that my viewers on YouTube and Instagram had been like begging me to do it, and so I went on there. It might have been you that made me do it. I don't remember. Did
you
I
went
have
to.
anybody
You
when
didn't know me. You didn't
did
know
I?
me when. Well, maybe you were looking on there and you saw me, and I don't know.
I don't remember why I started,
I don't know.
but I also stopped. So you're
You
welcome.
just posted the other day, didn't you? You didn't. You duetted me on something, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Does that count? I
Oh,
just like laughing at your jokes. I love reacting to your jokes.
I have a friend on there that all she does is duet, and she is
Love that.
actually going to be a guest on our show too.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
but
And just so you know, when I duet you, that is my actual first time listening to it.
oh,
So
it's a blind react.
every reaction is real. Uh,
Oh,
when I do that with you, it's so fun.
nice,
I can't
nice.
find the picture, but
You're just
it's
trying
me
to scare me.
holding this huge yellow python snake and like pretending to kiss
Yeah,
it, and it's like that far away from my mouth, and I'm like kissing it. So
no.
so good, so cute.
There's
I love
so many things wrong with that.
I know. So we were at CVX Live, which is like VidCon, but here in Utah, it's a little bit smaller. You know what VidCon
Yep.
is, right?
Yep.
Like for YouTubers. And I
Tubas.
had a booth, and the booth next to me was, what was his name? I should shout him out. He was the sweetest guy. I think it was Clark's Reptiles on YouTube.
Oh,
And my mom is like you. She is deathly afraid of snakes. And so she showed up for support and to help me watch my booth because I would have to leave my booth to go and do other events and go to different floors of the place, and you know what I mean. So
yeah.
there was one part she said, she walked in and I was like, "Oh, can you cover my table? I'll be back for a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Can you cover it?" And she just kind of looks over at Clark and she's like, "Well, is he going to bring out a snake?" And I'm like, "No, he hasn't done that at all yet today. He probably won't. I'll be right back in like 5 minutes." Stupid me. I took like 20 minutes and I get back and I see my mom just like, so Clark was over there and she is just won't even look at him and just like this and just like
Shaking.
Yeah, like shaking and on the verge of tears. And I was like, I'm so sorry. The one time he
You
breaks
took
out
a
the
snake
snake.
out?
Yeah, it was the one time he took out the snake and I wasn't there for her and I felt so bad. So she's like you. But I love
My
snakes.
dad is really bad. My dad, if he sees one on the road, he will run that thing over, no matter how big it is.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Ugh. I don't know. I'm not
Well,
that bad. I don't know. They're just so. Ugh.
well, this is interesting, Jeremy. I also used to be really, really afraid of them when I was little, but I
Yeah.
had an experience where another near death experience, I'll tell you.
I
Here's what
almost
happened.
swallowed, almost swallowed a snake, and I had to reach in there, pull it out,
By the
pluck
grace of
off this,
God, pull
pluck
it
off this
out.
thing, and stick it out my neck. Yeah, it was terrible.
The visuals that you create, Jeremy, are hilarious. Oh my gosh. So we had this camping spot. I think I've told you about it that we went to growing up, and I would like to just go off by myself and explore. And I was probably 10, maybe. And we're like, keep in mind, we are way up in the mountains, far away from any sort of civilization, any sort of land, animals, anything. And I'm walking around and I hear a snake. I hear a rattlesnake. And I stop and I look around and I'm like, where is it? Where is it? I can hear it. And I'm like terrified at the time because I was scared of him at the time. And I was like, where is it? And then all of a sudden it showed up and it was probably like 8 feet away from me. And it just stopped. It just stopped right in front of me and like looked at me in the eyes. And I
Did you
looked
feel
in.
like you were in Jungle Book? And you're getting hypnotized? I'm a
Probably.
snake. I'm a silly little snake. Look at me, I'm a snake.
Probably a little bit of that. Let's be
Come
real.
here, Jungle Boy.
Oh, you're so funny. So I'm sitting there with the snake, right? Basically
Yeah.
having a standoff, like eye to eye, just a standoff. We're both frozen, looking at each other. And he's starting to like raise his head a little bit, like he's gonna attack
Yeah.
me. And I just start shaking like crazy. And I remember thinking, like, should I scream for help or is that going to make him come bite me? What do I do? And so I think I did scream for help. I think I was like, somebody come help me. And all of a sudden, you're not going to believe this. It was ridiculous. I'm
A
sitting here.
horse comes and stomps it.
No, but a
Oh.
cow,
A
Jeremy.
cow.
All of a sudden I hear, moo, and I look behind me and there's this huge cow standing right behind me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? And so then the cow walked up closer to me and stood right by me, looked at the snake and went, moo. And the snake like got scared and like ran away. So cow saved my life, first of all. And it
And then
really,
her alarm clock went off.
I'm dead serious. Nobody believed me either. Everyone was making fun of me and nobody believed me. And I'm telling you, it
She said,
happened.
moo.
Yes,
It was
and it
it
scared
was
the
the
snake
moo
away.
of death.
And that made my empathetic heart be like, oh, that snake was probably just looking for food and I got in his way.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot through the experience of a cow saving my life up in the wilderness where cows don't belong,
So now anytime you see a snake that scares you, do you go, moo? People look at you like, no, it'll work. It'll work. Just wait.
Oh, I just choked. You made me choke. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep, that's what I do. That's the trick,
I-
guys.
I
If you're ever
like it.
face to face with a snake, just moo at it and it'll
Well,
get scared. So
thank you for that.
to the cow out there, wherever you are, thank you for
For saving her
for
life from
saving
this.
my life from a terrifying snake. Okay.
Oh man, that was magical.
Good times. I have a lot of good stories. Did you want to hear my other near-death one?
Yeah, I do. I want to hear all of
This
them.
one's a little quicker. So this happened when I was about 6 years old, and we got invited by a family member. We didn't have money growing up at all. Like, we were very poor, but one of my uncles had like a houseboat that we were going to take to this Lake Powell that I told you about that you need to visit someday. We went to Lake Powell, and I didn't know how to swim yet at all. And so the rule was, okay, you have to wear a life jacket 24/7, basically, unless you're with an adult. And all the adults went off and did their own jet skiing stuff. And I just love being in the water. So I just was hanging out in the water for hours, like hours. And I had to poo, like not just pee, because you can just pee in the water. But I was like, crap, I have to poo. So I got up, went inside, took off my life jacket, took off my swimsuit, went poo, put my swimsuit back on, and went out and jumped right in the water without my life jacket, because
Got it.
I had been in there for so long. It was like it was imprinted. You know what I mean? Like it felt like I was still wearing it because I was
Yeah.
sitting there in the water for so long. It just became like a part of me or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I jump in and I start to
Drown.
and I'm just freaking out, trying to do anything I can. And I remember exactly what it looked like, because I remember opening my eyes and I could see that I was like probably, I don't know, probably like maybe 8 feet away from the ladder to the boat, which I could climb up if I could get to it, but I couldn't get to it. And so I started sinking lower and lower. And I just remember like sticking my hand up and like praying that someone would come along, and just looking at all the fishies like float, like swimming right in front of me. And I'm going to be like, this is how I'm going to die at 6 years old with little fishies around me. That's just rude. So
Did
I
the
just
cow
kept like,
come?
even
Oh.
better, my sister.
Oh.
All of a sudden, I feel my sister had happened to walk by. Nobody had been there in an hour. It was just me out there by myself for hours and hours on end. Nobody had been out there. It's just a miracle that she happened to walk out there and see my hand. That's all she could see. So she just reached in and grabbed it. So brave on her too, because that's kind of creepy. And then she saved my life. So
That's 4.
yeah, that's 4. I almost die a lot.
You got 5 left.
You
get 9 lives.
Are you calling me a cat?
Well,
I love cats.
Well, there you
like
go.
Cats. Are you a cat person or
I'm a
dog
dog guy. I'm a dog guy.
Do you hate cat people?
No, I don't hate cat people. I just say we don't have cats.
A lot of people get mad at me for liking cats.
Why?
I don't know.
Some people just like butts in their face. Some people just love that, and
some people like butts, and some people like slobber all over your face. It's got to be one or the other, right? I mean,
well, that all depends too. Like my dogs don't slobber; they're too little.
Oh, that's good. What kind of dogs?
I got 2 little wiener dogs, and then I got a Chihuahua.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little frisky little guy.
Have I told you the story about my dogs?
I don't think so.
Well, we got a story then.
All right,
so
let's hear it.
We had, well, at this time, the names of my dogs are Chancho, Julio, and Paco.
Okay.
And at this time, we did not have Paco because we only got Paco like 2 years ago. We were living at our other house. And I don't know about down there, but up here, we have a lot of hailstorms. And when we have hailstorms, people get new roofs. So they get a new roof on their house. Wow. So our neighbor across the street had gotten a new roof. And they had the workers over there putting the roof on, and we let Chancho and Julio out, and they would just bark because they're barking at, they're just yippers, and they're barking at everybody. And so we let them out to go to the bathroom, and we bring them back in, and they came back. They had a big roof, and so they came probably back, I don't know, like 3 days. And we let them out the 3rd day, and Chancho and Julio are just barking like crazy. And Brittany opens the door, and she says, "Chancho, Julio, shut up!" And then she comes back in, and her eyes just get so big. And I go, "What's wrong?" She goes, "They're not hammering anymore." And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "I know there's probably at least one Julio up on that roof."
She's a smart woman. I like her.
And it was just so funny. And then we brought the dogs in, and they started hammering again. But yeah, she just started freaking out, thinking, "Oh my gosh, there was probably a Julio up there." And yeah.
Oh man, that's really good.
Story of my dogs.
Story of your dogs.
Yeah. So did we answer? She's drinking pickle juice, everyone.
Yes, I'm drinking pickle juice.
Straight pickle
Excuse me.
juice.
It helps with like low blood pressure. Salt. It's like full of salt.
So
But I grew up drinking this, and my grandpa, swear on everything, every time we would drink the pickle juice out of the fridge, he would say, "Don't do that. It makes you grow chest hairs." And he's right. Me and my
yeah,
sister, one of my sisters didn't drink it, and me and my other sister drink it, and we both have hairs on our
there you
chesticles.
go.
So
Right on, right on. Um,
it's
it is very, very popular with runners.
to drink pickle juice.
Oh yes.
Why?
It's something with I don't know. I don't know if there's any runners that would listen to this or not, but if
Yeah.
they could probably tell you. Um, I we have a an event here in Winona called it's one of our triathlons or something, and they sell like little shots of pickle juice.
Yeah, I've seen
And
those. Hmm.
I think I don't know if it gives you like a boost of energy or whatever is in it. Um, at any running or any type of marathon or triathlon, you will find that pickle juice there.
Interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so it's really good for you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting. Good
it's good
thing because
stuff.
I drink it all the time. It's
Have you
fantastic.
have you tried my pickles? Oh, because it's spicy. Why is it spicy? It's too spicy
You have
for you.
spicy pickles?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually can't even eat normal pickles. I can drink the juice, but if I bite into it, it releases other like acids that just screw up everything. Like,
All
I
right.
don't know what I'm saying.
Give me
Okay,
another question.
alrighty. We have how did you start YouTube? I think I just answered that.
Yep.
Did I answer?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Oh, um, but I want to point out that that is from my new friend Sebastian. He has a YouTube channel, and he's so funny. If like he talks about like drama in the news and spilling tea and stuff, but his personality is so funny and fabulous, and this kid is talented, and this kid is going places, guys. So everyone, please go subscribe to him. It's
Love it.
Sebastian Soto. I'll find it and link it below. So go subscribe
All
to
right.
him, and then when you do, tell him that we sent you. Thank you.
Yes, do
Okay.
it.
Um, what is your favorite memory from childhood? That's from Alex Peachy One. It's probably a lot, right? It's hard to pick favorites.
My this is kind of crazy. And I mean, I don't know why it's even that great, but it is. My grandma right now, she just had her 99th birthday, just
Aww.
like a week ago.
Wait, she's alive?
Yeah, 99 years old. Yeah. Yep. And
What?
when I was a kid, so my grandpa used to have an amazing garden, like just
Yeah.
this great garden that he would take care of. And when he passed away, I think it was in 91, um, for 2 years, my grandma she let all the weeds go. I mean, she didn't plant a garden, she didn't do any of that.
Okay.
And um, I needed to make some money and I wanted a job. And she lived probably about, I don't know, probably about, it was less than 10 miles, but between 5 and 10 miles away from my house. And so I'd ride my bike over to her house 3 times a week, and I just picked the weeds in the garden. We didn't plant anything.
Hmm.
I picked the weeds out of this garden. I don't know. I picked them all by hand. Like I know that they had tillers. I know they had tillers. They had tillers in the 1800s. But I'm picking these weeds, and
Yeah.
I did it for probably 3 4 hours a day, and then I would go in the house, and she would make me a BLT, and it
Aw.
was so good. So I mean, it was amazing, and so I think that's probably one of my best childhood memories. And I don't. I think that's probably the first time that I've ever even said that out loud.
Really?
I
Oh,
think
I
so.
feel so honored. Look at
Yeah.
us, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone feel honored. That's huge.
Yeah. BLTs with grandma,
BLTs
who's
with
not.
grandma. Well, that
Yeah.
made me think of my favorite childhood memory was with my grandma. I would go stay at her house for like a week during the summer, and she would wake me up at the butt crack of dawn, like 5 in the morning, and she would make me go out to her garden and pick tomatoes, and then we'd go inside and we would squeeze the tomatoes, or we would can them, or we would all kinds of things with the tomatoes. And she fed me every single time Fruit Loops. So every time I eat Fruit Loops, I think of her. But there was this one time, so she lives like out in the country, like she's, my grandpa, so her husband owned a mill, which is still in my family. And they mill stuff for like feed for animals and
Yeah.
stuff like that. In Spanish Fork, you might have heard of it. But anyway, so one day I come in from working, she pours me a bowl of cereal, and I eat it, and I'm like, oh. And I was like, Grandma, what did you do different? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. Something just doesn't taste the same. And she's like, oh, it's probably the new milk. And I was like, oh, where'd you get it? She's like, from the cow outside. And I was like, are you like, not even? She literally went and got it out of the udders and put it right into my cereal bowl for me to drink. That's
That
so gross.
I have a joke about that right now.
Okay, do it. By the way, no shade if you like to drink that, but I think it's disgusting. Like, it was bad.
Oh my gosh.
Thick and lumpy and sour taste. It just was not good. Okay, tell your story.
I just told this joke last night on TikTok too. So little Johnny turned 18 and he becomes a milkman. And so he's going door to door and he gets to his last stop and it's a new customer and a beautiful lady answers the door with a negligee on and she's
Nice.
she says, "Oh my." She says, "You're a good-looking new milkman." He says, "Thank you." He says, "My name's little Johnny." She says, "Hi, my name's Kimberly." He says, "Hi, Kimberly." He says, "What can I get for you today?" She says, "Well, I want to have a milk bath." She says, "So you go get as much milk as out of the truck as you can and bring it back in, and I'll be waiting in the bath." So little Johnny goes out there and he's like, "Oh, I forgot to ask her." And he goes inside and knocks on the door and she's in the bathroom and he says, "Oh, I forgot to ask you, do you want that milk pasteurized?" And she says, "No, that'd be way too much. Just pour it up to my titties and I can splash my own eyes." So yeah, you weren't drinking pasteurized milk.
Jeremy, that is so pedophilic of you to tell a joke about little Johnny and women in lingerie. How dare
Yes,
you?
yes.
So
So it just
good.
turned that's why
Ah,
that's why I
so
have to
good.
always tell the age
Yeah,
because
that's
they'll
so
take it
good.
down. So I have to tell the age. Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
yeah.
That's so good. Oh my
Pasteurized milk.
gosh. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love it. Um, do you have another one or do you want me to look?
You
Oh,
go right ahead.
well, hold on. What is this from Sanjana, who's actually a friend of mine? What is one thing each of you wish you could tell the other's main audience or listeners? So, what would I want to tell your audience, and what would you want to tell mine? Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you want me to go first,
Of course. Yeah, I always
or do
want
you
you
want
to go
to?
first.
Okay. Okay. I would just tell them that life really sucks, and it's okay. So life sucks, and talk about it and get your feelings out. And I cannot even tell you what me being brave enough to talk about my problems online has gotten me, because I now know thousands and thousands of people from around the world that made me feel less alone. And you're never alone. Whatever it is you're going through, no one can no one can understand exactly what you're going through, but they can sort of, with similar experiences, they can still kind of be there for you and tell you how they got through it, and you can learn and grow. So I guess I would just say that life sucks and that it's okay, and reach out. And there's so many good people in this world, and just, you're beautiful, and I love you. I don't even if I don't know you, I love you, because I think all people are really good, beautiful people. And I guess I don't know. I should have thought this through. But I
That's a
think,
tough one.
yeah, it's a tough one. I guess just, I mean, do whatever you can to figure out a way to start your journey to getting better from whatever you're struggling with. So whether it's an eating disorder, or maybe you have trouble at work, or maybe your parents are in the middle of a divorce, or maybe you're in the middle of a divorce, whatever it is that you're going through, um, find the proper help, whether that be therapy or hanging out with friends more, talking to your mom more, whatever you need to do. Um, like we were saying before, get out of your own headspace and do something for somebody else. Think about other people. And that's like super empowering, and it makes you feel so, so proud of yourself and so good about yourself. So um, just know that you're not alone, I guess, is the main message. So reach out. Help is there.
Mine's mine's pretty similar in that aspect. I get a lot of messages lately on people feeling like they have no worth, they have no purpose.
Yep.
They don't, they don't know what they want to do. They're depressed, they're sad, and
Mm-hmm.
I look at my own life, and it's like, don't sweat the small stuff. Just and like even like with you and I'm talking. I'm like, I just go with it.
Yeah.
I just let it happen, and I know
And
that.
that's new to me. I love it. That's new to me. You're
Well, it's
already teaching
hard.
me so
It's
much,
hard
and
for
I
some
love it.
people, but it's
Yeah.
very hard for some people because there's people that need to have their life structured and planned out, and if they don't have it structured and planned out, they
Mm-hmm.
freak out because that's a thing that they can control. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things in people's life that they can't control what's going on, but if they can control certain things, then everything's going to be okay. Well, it's still not going to be okay. No,
Mm-hmm. Right.
it's still not going
Right.
to be okay. So, it's like, and I'll look at my own life. I'm 42 years old, just
Yeah.
starting on TikTok. I'm starting out doing a podcast. These are all things that I never thought I'd be doing. I had no idea where I would be. So when people say, "Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years?" What had happened to me in the last year, from what has happened to me in the last year, I can't tell you
Yeah.
anything what I think is going to happen in 5 years.
Right.
I can tell you that you are worth more than what you think, and that there is no reason. And because I've had people tell me that they want to kill themselves, and there's no reason for you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to impact someone's life someday.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but make sure that you try and surround yourself with people that are positive and uplifting, because that will take you a long way.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
I can't I can't speak for other people. I just know that, um, once I started hanging out with people that are more positive, it changes your whole outlook on life. There's other things that you're doing that are making make people smile. Go out and go say hi to somebody. Just do something that you normally wouldn't do every day, and I think that you'll be happier. I can't guarantee that, and I know that life happens, and a lot of times life happens, and a lot of times where you just get slapped in the face. Um, and what I do is like, well, okay, well, I try to, well, why did that happen? And I try and overanalyze that. But I'm kind of rambling now.
No, no, you're good. I love it.
It's just know your worth, and that's the main thing. Know your worth, and it's okay. It is so okay to not know where you want to be.
Yeah.
It's so okay to be like, I'm 25, I'm 30 years old, and I don't have my main job. I don't have my career. You know what? Just keep living. Just keep pushing forward,
Yeah.
and it'll eventually come. It has to. Yeah.
I love that. I love this quote that I found the other day. It said, "The moment you're ready to quit is usually the moment right before a miracle happens. Don't give
Yeah.
up."
Yeah.
So that's another part of me being on the internet and showing that I survived technically two suicide attempts and being suicidal my whole life. Like I survived that. And had I not done that, I wouldn't be here. My channel wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to help thousands of people around the world. I would have never met you before. Like,
Right.
stick in there, do something good, start small somewhere. And someday, like Jeremy's saying, it'll all come full circle, and it'll become easier and easier to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Much love. Big
Much love.
hugs. Big
Much, much
hugs.
love. All the hugs and all of
The
what?
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want another one, or are you done? How are you feeling?
Oh, well, I have one more here.
Okay.
It's from Uper GR1. This one is might get a little deep. Why do people stay in toxic relationships when they know they are better than that? Is it your kids? Is it your life? Is it your reputation? What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's gonna be real deep. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Yeah,
Do you
I'm.
have experience? How would you answer it?
Oh, I do have experience.
Okay.
I you get. I think it's comfortable. I think you get comfortable, and I also think that it stems back to your childhood. It stems back to how you were raised and the things that you experienced as a child, and being a child on what you think is normal, which may be the farthest thing from normal. You may
Yeah.
see something that your mom and dad did as a child, and you think, oh, all mom and dads do that. Now, I know
Mhm.
that you hit a point where you know that it's wrong, but if
Yeah.
you would fall into a relationship like that, you could get comfortable with it because it's it's something that you've seen before, and so you
Mhm.
know how to react, you know how to um, finagle things, and know how to walk on the eggshells. And I think in some aspect, as twisted as it may sound,
Mhm.
uh, it may even be comforting, like, oh my gosh, like I remember this, and it's,
Yeah.
yeah, as crazy as that sounds, I think that a lot of the times it's just you're comfortable at being in something like that. Now, I know if it gets super bad, is it, abusive, and but if there's like an alcoholic in the relationship, or someone who is verbally abusive, it just, I think it could, things, you just get used to it, and you're like, okay, this is how life is. This is how life was when I was a child, and it's hard for you to break out of that pattern because you've always lived in that cycle of abuse.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
I was
that's
gonna, yeah. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Are
no,
you good?
that's pretty
Okay.
much all I got. Yeah.
I was just gonna say with because I grew up in an abusive household. Sorry, I'm really stuttery today. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that probably sounded like a
I have
fart. I'm
another
not
joke
farting.
about stuttering too, but go ahead.
You do. Maybe you
I,
should take it. Tell it
hey,
while I catch my bearings. Yes,
all
tell
right.
it.
So little Johnny was in biology class, and the teacher says, "Did you know that in the whole animal kingdom, humans are the only animals that stutter?" Little Johnny says, "Well, ma'am, I know you're smart and all, but I have to disagree." She says, "What? I'm intrigued. Tell me what you mean." And he says, "My cat used to stutter." I said, "Your cat?" He said, "Yeah." Well, tell me about your cat." He says, "Well, yesterday we were out on the front porch, and the Great Dane came on by, and the cat was the Great Dane came up on the porch, and the cat was going, and before he could say "fuck off," the Great Dane ate him.
That's so good. I love that one. That may be one of my favorites. That's so good, Jeremy. Oh my gosh. You're so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so like my dad was really abusive and I watched for my parents were married for 20 years before they got divorced and it took a very like so there's this one day that happened in my life. It's the worst day of my life. It was the worst day of everyone in my family's life. And I'm just going to give you the gist of it because I don't want to tell like other people's stories that were there, but basically it took my dad doing something out of this world, insane, crazy, that caused a SWAT team to come and close down the neighborhood and hostage situations and guns and suicide threats and all the things. And that was the only way we could get out was that day, even though it was the worst day. It was also the best day because it gave us an opportunity to get out. It gave my mom. So like some people who are being abused, it's also fear. It's not just oh, I'm used to it. It's also like fear, like being told, if you leave me, I'm going to kill you or I'm going to kill myself. if you leave, I'm going to kill the kids, stuff like that. And so, yeah, so that can keep you in there too. And it took a miracle to get us out. And it was the worst day of my life, but it also, allowed us to get out, and they ended up putting him into custody. And then, so we came back home because we had been gone that day when they were doing, like, he was holding himself hostage. And so we were staying at my sister's apartment. So after they arrested him, we went back to the house. And I think maybe 9 a.m, we hear a knock on the door, and we go and answer it. And it's my grandma, who had no idea what had happened at all. And she was like, "Hi, I don't know why I'm here." We're like, "Okay." She's like, "But I need you to pack a bag and come with me." And we're like, "It's okay. He's locked up. It's fine. It's good." She's like, "No, I don't know what's happening. I don't care what happened, but you need to pack a suitcase and come with us." So we did. And 10 minutes after we left the house, my dad came back to the house because he had sweet talked his way out of a mental institution and tricked them into thinking that that's how good he was. That's how manipulative he was. He was so good at that. And so had we been there another 10 minutes, we might not be alive, honestly.
Wow.
The threats that he was giving. And I mean, he was out of his mind, and he had problems with, his own stuff. And I've forgiven him for my sake. But I don't want him in my life. But like that whole experience of me watching my mom my whole life and watching her be hurt, watching myself be hurt, my siblings, and seeing her try so many different things to leave, and she just couldn't. It took something that big to give us the freedom to get out, so we did. And I actually was also in a toxic relationship right before I met Danny, and he was really, at the time, I was starving myself. So primarily I'd been a binge eater and then bulimic, and then I started starving myself, and I lost weight super fast. And so I got this hot, if you will, hot boyfriend or whatever. He's an
Banging
ass.
boyfriend.
Oh, he's an ass. Anyway, and he would get mad at me. Like if I ordered a salad, he would be like, "She wants the dressing on the side." And I'm like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Yes, you do." Like he would do things like that all the time in public too. And there was
Really?
this one time, I'll never forget this. He kept trying to force sex on me, and I wanted to wait till I was married to have sex. And he
Right.
kept trying to force it, and I kept telling him, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it." And he kept trying to force it. And one day, because I was so vulnerable and desperate, one day I was like, he's going to leave me if I don't just do this with him. So I'm just going to do it. So I go to him. He was in the bathroom, and I was like, "Let's just do it. Let's have sex." And he goes, "How dare you? How dare you suggest that we break the bond of sacred matrimony by having sex before marriage?" And I was like, "You're the biggest gaslighter in the world. You have been forcing yourself on me. And now that I'm saying I want it, you're turning it back at
Yeah.
me and like abusing me." Anyway. And so
Well, it's good you
that,
didn't, because you lost your virginity by getting your boobs grabbed.
wait, did we tell that on here? I don't remember where we told it.
I did.
Okay.
So it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. But the good thing though, and he was actually Danny's roommate.
Oh,
And
really?
so Danny had just broken up with my sister, but we don't need to talk about that. And Danny and Marshall were, oh, sorry, bro, if you're out there listening, gave your name away, but you were a dick to me, so sorry. Anyway, I'm sure he's fine now. I wish him well. But he started to get really distant, and Danny and I were best friends at the time. And I called him one Friday night. He's like, "I'm sorry, babe. I just got to stay at work. I can't do anything." And I'm like, "All right, fine." So I was like, "I'll just go hang out with Danny." So I go over to their apartment, and we were all the type of friends you just walk in. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I think we even had each other's keys to the house or something. So I walk in, and there's Marshall on the couch with another girl going at it right in front of me. And I was like,
You're breaking the sacred. No.
"Yeah." And I'm like, "You're cheating on me, and you're what?" And so I just froze. Like, I didn't even know what to do. I just froze. And I was like, "What do I do? What do I do?" So we're all just standing there, like awkwardly staring at each other. The girl's looking at me. He's looking at me. I'm looking at them. And I'm just like, "What do I do?" And I just was like, and I turned around and I left. And I got in my car and started sobbing. And I hear a knock on my window. And I'm like, "Oh, What's he going to say? What's his excuse going to be? And I look up and it was Danny, and he's like, let me in, let me in. Because I guess he was back in his room. He didn't know what was going on, but he came out when he heard Marshall freak out that I was there. So he got in and he's like, and he just held me. And that's when I was like, oh, you're real cute. You're real sweet to me. Let's start dating. And so we did.
Rebound, but that's like a rebound that worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have never heard of a rebound that works story.
Yeah. Yeah. It works. And so, and by the way, that's the last time I ever spoke to him, had any contact with him. We never broke up. We never had a conversation. We never got closure.
Did he stay living there for a while, or?
Oh, no, that's even better. About a week later, I think, he just left and didn't tell Danny, left his key on the table, or left his key on Danny's dresser, took the kitchen table that Danny's grandpa made, and left nothing but the key. No money, nothing. So Danny was stuck without a roommate. He just left. Didn't even, like,
oh.
Anyway. So.
Real class act.
Yeah. So sometimes, like, but I can look back on it now and tell these stories of how, remember, something really good might be coming around the corner. Like for me, 5 minutes after I see my boyfriend cheating on me, I have my future husband there, and it's the right timing and the right moment, and it's a blessing, you know, and you appreciate it more if you've been in toxic relationships, or if you've seen it, you appreciate it more, and so you try harder to make it good, you know.
Exactly.
So hang in there, but first and foremost, make sure you're safe. And if you're being abused, please call somebody. You can call, and you can report things anonymously, even if it's about yourself. You can call the police department. You can call CPS if you're being abused by your parents. You can have somebody else call CPS, but do whatever is safest for you. If you need to leave an abuser, make sure you have a safe plan. Make sure you have like places to go, someone to stay with, money to buy food for a little bit, you know, so you can just escape while he or she is at work. And
I think that's what a lot of people what keeps them there as well is they don't have anything. They don't have, like, their abuser or whatever will take everything from them, so that they're very dependent on them, and so they can't make that move.
Exactly.
Which is sad. It's
hang in there, but remember, baby steps. But first and foremost, if you're not safe, do something about that first, and then you know, because like with Marshall, I was safe at least. He wasn't going to hurt me physically, but
he was just,
you know, it was still toxic. Yeah, exactly. But like if you're being beaten every day, or you know, raped or whatever, then yes, please make the process go as quickly as you can. Do whatever you can. Yeah. There's so many resources. You can go to a homeless shelter if you're, you know, for women that have to escape their abusers. You can go there for a while. Like there's other options. Just know that you're not alone, and that you can get out safely. You just gotta look into it. Trust your gut.
100%.
That did get deep.
Yeah, it did. I knew it was good. That's why I was holding out on that one, Shelly.
Did you just call me Shelly?
Oh, her name is Shelly. Her
name. I'm like, Jeremy, if we're going to be partners, you need to learn my name.
Oh, Shelly is the one that gave me that question.
Well, thank you, Shelly. How are you feeling? Do you want to do another one, or?
Let's do it.
It's up to you. You're good. I'm good if you're good.
Make it happen.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's get this out of the way real quick. I'll always be Rose said, Biden halted construction of Keystone XL oil pipeline, getting rid of lots of jobs. Thoughts? So we're just gonna, like, we're at the beginning stages of this, so you might not know, but we've decided to not talk about politics on here at all.
Yeah.
And even like religion, we try and keep it. I mean, we both believe in God, and that's about it. Yeah. Like we don't want to get into like organized religion and stuff because it can cause fights, and we're not all about that. So
yeah, I want this to be a safe place, and a place where everyone can come and get along and talk. So I don't, you know, politics and religion are tough subjects that people don't always agree on, and we want to have fun here.
Yeah. I think the both of us would just say we just want happiness and people to be human beings to each other and love each other, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Um, what's one thing you love about yourself that you would never change? That's from Casey, the girl that gave me Vegemite. So,
I have it's crazy for me. It's one thing that I love about myself that I would never change, but it's one thing that I love about my that I don't love about myself and I would love to change. Does that make sense
okay.
at all?
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I am
That's what mine is too.
very empathetic and I
Same.
hate it.
It's me
I
too.
love it. I love being able to feel what other
Oh,
people feel and be there with them. But
it's the
then in the
worst.
same breath, it's like, it's so draining. And
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. So,
Because then, like, if somebody's mad at you,
yeah,
not only are they mad at you, but you feel their anger because you're an
yeah,
empath.
yeah.
It's like the most frustrating thing.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
So, so
I was
that,
gonna say that too. Just like I have a really big heart, and um, but it's just being an empath and loving everyone, and sometimes that can bite you in the ass, and people can take advantage of you as well. So it gets hard.
and I guess on that aspect, I really haven't, people would say that that I've been taken advantage of because of all of my friends are completely all different. But I mean, I feel for people a lot, a lot. But then, like when it gets to be too much, I know where to kind of draw the line on that part.
See, that's what I'm trying to learn. So you need to teach me that because I'll just take on other people's problems and get sick
Yeah.
about it and just kick myself about it, and it'll just consume me. Like you need to teach me
Well, and
your
that's
way.
where I keep my circle kind of small because like when you become my friend, I like am fully engulfed in who you are.
Yeah,
And
you're loyal
so
to.
I've had I, to learn that myself that okay, I can't have that many friends because I want to be super close to them and then like if I'm not super close to them, it's like it hurts me because I want to be all of my friends are my best friends.
Yeah,
If that
I
makes
love
sense.
that.
I'm like I have just I don't have a whole lot, but they're all my best friends. And if I were to get too many, it would be draining for me. And so I have to keep that circle small and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
So
that's better to have just a few true friends than
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
And those friends
So
are ones that you can say anything to. Like when you're mad at them,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
tell them. If like you're just like, dude, you are just pissing me off, and and I like my friends are like family, and I like that because I don't keep anything. I wear all my emotions on my sleeve. So
Yeah, you do.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. What was the question? I just lost my train of thought again.
What do you love about and what do you love
Oh,
most about
same
yourself?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say a lot of my best friends are online now. So like I go live every single night and it's like a family that comes back together and we all know each other and talk together. And so that's where it gets hard for me to turn on turn off a live stream where 10 people are telling me these horrible things that they're going through and to let that go and like to keep that there. Like I tend
yeah.
to still. So have you ever done that with your followers?
Oh, um, I'm new. I'm
Yeah.
very new still, and it's been a year, but it's only been about 6 months since I've had followers that have really started talking to me about their problems and all that. And so I kind of I don't find myself to be a counselor at all by any means, but how I look at that is I would put myself in their situation in my
Mm-hmm.
mind and say, this is what I would do. I'm not telling you like, and a lot of them are like high schoolers that are just
Mm-hmm.
like, I like this girl and what should I do? And so it's like I'm kind of like mentoring like a younger brother, something like almost my kid, like brother, younger brother type thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is how things were with me. Um, you're dinging.
Sorry, I thought I turned that off. Okay, there we go.
But for me, I guess I'm not really vested into those.
Yeah,
Sometimes I can, like if someone will come out and tell me like a big long story, it's like I feel it. Like I will
yeah,
feel exactly what they're saying. And then there's actually like a few women that we're gonna have on the show that have like really told me their stories, and so then I feel that, um, but it's like I haven't really witnessed where someone's like in a tragic time where like, oh, I need to get out of this situation. There's things that are going on that are toxic and that I unsafe. So I haven't experienced that. Mine has mostly been minimal. I mean, well, outside of a couple of them that have said that they didn't know if they wanted to live anymore, and um, I just I just will
what
just
do you
talk
say
to
to them?
people.
Yeah.
I I say, tell me what's going on. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me why you think this is the reason why you don't need to be here.
Mhm.
And a lot of it is, I feel like I'm a nobody. People don't even know who I am.
You need
And
to stop saying that. It's getting really
eh,
old.
and it's like I mean, you need to talk to, huh?
Flipping you off.
You're flipping me off? Yeah.
Yes. You're never
Why?
gonna get it through your head, Jeremy. You
What,
have
that people?
reached a millions of people literally, and that's a big deal, and you
No,
should be
no,
proud
no,
of
no, no,
yourself.
no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what the people were saying to me. They feel like
Oh,
they're
okay.
a nobody. I said, "Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me." and uh and it's like you're somebody. And a lot of times they're younger, and I said you're going through some changes in your life, and you just wait. You just wait until a couple of years from now. Everything is going to change. It could be 6 months. It could be, and it could be tomorrow. It's just so many things that are happening in someone's life that a lot of things can change. But so they're saying that what the suicide rates are up so high, and kids from like 8 to 13 or something is like a huge number. And what sucks about that is these kids don't have the mentality to really understand the right from wrong, and they don't know how to process that, and it's just super sad that they're like ending their lives on. And the other part sucks so bad is how mean. See, when we were kids, people could be mean, but I don't know about you. I had I had my home friends and I had my school friends. So
Okay.
I would leave school and I would go hang out with my kids, my neighborhood friends on the block. So I didn't really care about what was once I left school. I didn't care about what those kids were doing. Well, nowadays they have all the technology, they have all of the internet, they have all that, and
True. True.
so and so didn't get invited to go to this thing and this part, and then they're looking at pictures of all of these other people that are hanging out and they didn't get invited.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so it's just
That's sad.
technology is good, but it's bad. And I probably went way off track here
No,
on,
you're doing that. This is an important conversation. Just say what
but
you feel.
it's just, how do I don't really know how to deal with someone when they're going through something that tragic where they feel like they don't think they belong here anymore, outside of just talking to them and helping them to feel that they are worthy and that they do have worth and that they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
um
I think the best
I
thing is just to, sorry,
Oh, go
I keep
ahead.
interrupting you. Sorry. I think the best thing is to just keep saying, like, this will pass, and reach out for help. Talk to a friend, talk to a therapist, something, like, because
Right.
there's somebody out there that's going to change your life that can help you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just talk, and that's where I've said before. I've got the gift of gab, and I can talk to anybody. And I think that a lot of the times people just need to be heard, and you know, sometimes you
Yeah.
don't even need to say a whole lot. You just listen, and or say something to make them laugh, or yeah, I don't know. It's just I've been I've been able to diffuse a lot of situations by just talking to people, and it's worked out. It's been great.
Yeah, you're doing great. That's
Yeah,
awesome. I love
yeah.
it. You're doing wonderful. Okay, can you share why you personally believe in God? All the stories I told you,
Yeah,
all the near-death experiences, and escaping from an abusive dad, all that. My grandma coming out of nowhere, had no idea what was going on, and she knocks on the door, and 10 minutes later, my dad show
right.
up. I mean,
So many miracles
experience,
that
yeah,
yeah, they can't just be
yeah.
coincidental.
Like, and I just feel him, and that's just what I believe. I just feel it.
Hundred
So
percent,
yeah,
100%. I believe with anybody's relationship with God is their own personal relationship,
yeah,
and there's in every single relationship is different, and how you how you express that. What I mean, you may go to church all the time, you may not,
mhm,
but that is your own personal thing, and no one can judge you on that.
yeah.
And I've had like the biggest miracle that I had in my life from God is it's crazy. So I worked at this plastic injection company. And what it
Like
was
for
is
plastic surgery.
no, we would make parts for like lawnmowers. We would make like the gas tanks for lawnmowers. We would make different parts for like ski-doos, anything that was plastic. But
I thought you
the
meant like Botox or something because
no.
you said
Oh no, 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 yeah.
injecting
Well, it was
plastic or
so
whatever.
yeah, it was we would inject it into these machines that would make these parts for
Oh,
different
cool.
things.
Okay.
So there was this job that I had to do where it was these gas tanks that were coming out, and when they would come out and they would be fused together, they would have what they called flashing around the outside, and the flashing was just leftover plastic that you would have a little like scalpel that you would have to cut off and then put
Okay.
a cap on it and then set it aside. Well, there
Okay.
would be 7 of them that would come out at a time. Every minute there was 7 of them that were coming out.
Okay.
And I was getting so backed up. I mean, I was just getting backed up, backed up, backed up. And I got to the point where I was taking these parts and throwing them over there was like this little wall, just freaking out, flipping out, and I didn't know what to do. And I just like broke down and prayed. I said, God, please help me with this. Please help me figure this out. I know it's not that hard. I've seen other people do it. Just please, get me to figure this out. And I had my manager at the time come give me a break, and she got me caught up, and I came back and I'm just like, and I like prayed the whole time that I was on this break, and I came back, and I was waiting for the parts to come out. It was coming so good and so quick. I was setting them up like it was like I had been doing it for years. Like it was like night and day. Like I went back and it was like I learned it. It was just
Wow.
completely learned. And that was something as a little like manufacturing job where you ask for something. It wasn't even a big thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it was for me at the
For you,
job
it
at the
was. Yeah.
time,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's like these little things that, um, if you believe and uh, things will happen. And
Yeah.
my relationship with God has been all over the place my whole life, ups and downs and all over. But um, I,
Just little blessings.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But my relationship, me, me and God are pretty tight.
Love
So
that. And
yeah,
by the way, we want to say, I'm just going to speak for you, Jeremy. You're welcome. Like, we don't judge anybody. no matter what you
No,
believe, we don't care, or at least I
no,
don't. I don't think Jeremy
I
does
don't.
either.
No, not at all.
Like what I say to people all the time is that as long as you have a higher power, I think you're good, because you got to have something that you can go to humble yourself enough to ask for help, because none of us are
Exactly.
perfect. So if that's the air, great. If that's God, if that's nature, if that's the dirt, whatever, like
Yeah,
as long as you believe in something bigger than you, that you can humble yourself enough to
hundred
ask for
percent.
help, I think you're good. So
Yeah,
no judgment here.
yeah. We're good. We're good to go.
We are good to go. Okay. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's from Jen. Hey, girl.
Oh my goodness.
That's a hard one.
One.
I have,
Well, oh man, is it like one thing or like
yeah, because like,
one type? See, I've talked about this before.
yeah,
Like
we
like
talked about this before because I have too.
no, we
We already
haven't.
talked about. Oh,
No,
okay.
we have not. But I would say if it could be one thing, but I can make it as many ways as I want, I would say chicken.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
because you
Yeah,
can
that
make
works.
chicken a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Now,
See, mine is a potato. Mine is a potato because you can make all kinds of
but
different things, right?
see, and that's where it changes because can you like make chicken burritos? Well, you're adding more stuff than just chicken. You know, if you have a potato, can't add anything to it. You're just gonna eat that potato. You just no salt, no pepper, no nothing, just
Oh, that's
potato.
true. Oh,
So yeah, so it's for me, if I could make it as many ways as I wanted to, it would be chicken. If I couldn't make it in as many ways as I wanted to, it would be like a supreme pizza. So
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
because that
I
would I think.
think, yeah, I never thought of that before. So if I'm allowed to season it and do things to it, then a potato.
Yeah.
But I think I would be happy for the rest of my life eating just watermelon if I could. It's my favorite food. Love it.
Do you put salt
Do
on your
not.
watermelon?
I thought you were about to say that you hate it because your face was like, and I was like, if you hate watermelon,
No,
we're
I
done.
was no, I
It's
love
done.
watermelon, but I'm saying I think after about 4 months of eating watermelon, you would be like,
No,
get this out of my
because
face.
Jeremy, during the summer, I eat watermelon every single day, and I eat at least a half of a huge one every single day. Every
We're like
day.
that with corn on the cob.
Oh, that too. Oh,
I
it's so
have
good.
pictures of Brielle all the time.
So
Are
good.
you going to the store to get me some corn on the cob? Always.
I love her.
She'll come in the house. Did you go to the store?
Did you get corn on the cob?
Yeah, did you get corn on the cob? She'll have like 4 of them.
Love it. We
Yeah.
love it. And yes, I do. I have tried salt on watermelon. My friend Paul, my best friend and Danny's best friend, Paul, you know him, I think.
Yep. Yep.
You've seen him
Well, we
on,
met
you know,
in
yeah, live
lives.
chats and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
He puts lime juice on it, like he squeezes a fresh lime on it, and it's
Okay.
pretty good. You should try it next time. It's like shockingly delicious, one of those
The
things.
the best place to have fruit is in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It is like, and I mean, like fresh watermelon up here is good,
Yeah,
but down there it's like just drips. I mean, it
candy.
is so juicy,
We
so
have a
juicy.
local farmer here, but
Yeah,
they only supply the store starting in August. So like May, June, July, it's hit and miss with watermelons, but
yeah,
from August to September, it's like a good one every day. So is that kind of how it is down there? It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
always good.
It's good. Right now they're just the little bitty ones that are in the grocery store, like
Yeah, I
this
know. That
big.
are like $6 for one that's this
Yeah,
big right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, throughout the summer, we a lot. I bet you probably. Well, I mean, you eat a lot. It sounds like you eat a lot. We probably go through 2 or 3 big ones a week for us.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, 2 or 3 big ones a week. But then we do a lot of pineapple as well. So,
Ooh, I love pineapple for like 5 bites, and then it starts to really hurt. You
so
know.
my buddy John, you know John, he's
Yeah.
an
Ron, want
automobile.
to hear a joke?
Yep, his
Everyone knows.
wife, his wife Denise says, and it's true, I looked it up, pineapples eat you.
What are you
The
talking about?
the like whatever the components or whatever it is in a pineapple, it like starts to eat you or
So
something.
is it like celery that it's like
I don't know.
takes calories from you?
No,
What?
no, no, no. Like it like eats you up. No,
Like
you
it
can.
literally eats, like it burns you probably?
I think so. Something like that.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well,
you should
that's
sing to everyone
nice.
because I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Okay, I'm gonna sing. What am I gonna sing? Hello, I can't sing today because I can't breathe today. I don't know what's going on. And so, what should I sing? I guess I'll sing about my poo hole because it hurts really bad and it makes me really sad. And it just makes me think about the blowjob story. Just kidding. For those listening, I have a treat coming for you. It's called the blowjob story. I don't know when I'm going to let it loose and tell this podcast, but it's a good one. You're going to want to stick around because someday we're going to get to those horrific, embarrassing stories of mine. So tell us in the comments below if you would like us to tell embarrassing stories or sexual, within reason, sexual stories and all the things and stuff. So, but for now, I'll just keep singing. So, la di da, Jeremy is wonderful. I need to have an attitude like his because he's great. But he's already teaching me so much. I love this guy. He feels like my brother, and he actually reminds me of my brother too. So maybe that's why we get along so well. And sorry, I'm so stuttery. And if the microphones sound weird, we're still trying to get the sound just right. So bear with us. It's going to be a lot of touch and go issues with technology, I'm sure, to get this really going. But thank you to everyone who's supporting us so far. It means a lot if you leave a comment. That helps the algorithm to spread it to other people. And you don't have to, but if you like it, share it everywhere. Just feel like it's a podcast about everything except politics. So I did not say anything bad about you.
That's good.
Yeah.
You can say anything bad about me you want. Because I don't
Would
care.
I ever even do that though? Let's be real.
No.
No, I sang about my poop.
And
And I teased that you are freezing. Can you see me?
I was.
Oh,
I was. We're good
there
now.
you are. Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good. Yeah.
And I teased a certain story that we're all waiting to hear. I don't know when I'm going to tell it, but I teased it.
My mic?
So,
My mic?
the Mike story?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What?
We're going to
While
talk
you
about
were
my mic. How the
no,
last two times that I had
we
my
did talk about.
microphone
I
and
didn't tell him that part. You can tell him that part. I didn't say that part.
and I hope everyone can hear me so much better now because I realized that I was speaking into the back of my mic the whole time up until last night, and I was just like, "Are you freaking kidding me? Like,
He
what?"
FaceTimes me. He FaceTimes me and he's like, hey, I think I figured out the problem with my mic. He's like, well, it was facing the other way. So apparently, if you put the mic where it's supposed to go, then people can hear you. And I'm just like, good Jeremy. Good job.
Well, there's a gold dot that's the front part of the mic. The thing is I'm going to try and stick this in here. So people that are watching, you can see that there are these holes all the way around the whole mic.
Yeah.
The whole entire thing. But in the front of it, I can't loosen mine up right now. In the front, there is a gold dot, which shows you this is clearly the front of the mic. Well, I had this spit guard thing that was in the back of my mic, and so that's why I talk like this all muffled. So.
Yeah, I could still hear you just fine though, and I felt like I was too quiet last time. The first time I thought I was too loud, and then the first time I thought I was too loud. The second time you were louder than me, I think. in this time. We're figuring it out, guys. That's what I told him while you
I
were
had
gone.
I for some of you that just came into this conversation, we're not talking about sex.
No, but
No.
I did talk about that while you were gone, Jeremy.
Oh,
And
okay.
I teased that there's a certain story about a blowjob that will come eventually.
Yes.
Poor choice
Yes.
of words there. And
Okay.
so if you guys would like to hear the blowjob story, oh dear. Should we
Yeah.
tell it like for Valentine? When is Valentine's Day? Hold on.
14th.
February.
I will
It's a
I
Sunday,
will
so
be
it would
in
have to be.
Mexico when we do that one. And you won't
You'll
be.
be in like a super romantic background and super
I could.
sexiness.
I could do it right on the beach with the waves, and maybe there'll be
Right.
humpback whales that are jumping.
Just in the background, just going at
Yeah.
it. The crabs are going at it together. do you even have any embarrassing sexual stories, or is it just me?
I don't
No,
know.
just me.
Oh, I do. I do.
You do?
See, and you just don't know if people are going to listen to this story. And
Well,
that's where it like scares me, but if it happens, it happens.
don't tell it
So
yet.
I
Don't tell it.
can't, I can tell it. Why can't I tell it?
Because we should have them come back and we'll do a whole thing
Okay.
about it.
A whole
We
thing
can
of
tell
our,
all of our,
I have one and it has to do with the blowjob. So I have one.
well, and I have like 5, so because
And I could probably think of more.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you can. How
Yeah.
about you guys tell us in the comments? Would you like us to do a whole podcast of embarrassing sex
Sex
stories or just
stories.
embarrassing? Yeah, or just embarrassing stories or whatever. I think that would be a fun podcast, don't you
Oh,
think?
and I think we could probably fill up a couple hours with that one too.
Yeah, and you want to hear our stories, I promise. Right, Jer?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know
definitely.
yours yet, but you know mine. And we've already
Hmm.
told you one of them, but there's more. Oh, dear.
Yeah, they're great. They're magical. They're lovely. They're
Yeah,
funny. We
yeah,
can
they're
laugh at
good.
them now.
Love it. Are there any left that we didn't answer?
I don't
Fun
have any
things.
more.
Let's do like quick rapid fire. Ready? Fun things y'all have done during quarantine. Were you quarantined at the beginning? Everyone was, right?
Well, I was
Eating?
essential. I was essential,
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah.
I
I guess
didn't
eating.
eating.
It's very fun to eat.
Yeah, I would. I did. That was the time when I would do like 9 TikToks a day. So, so
Mm-hmm. Love it.
yeah. So
So
I was doing
you
those.
grew your TikTok during quarantine.
I
See?
did. I did.
The best of it. Um, what kind of perfumes do you like? Flowery, woodsy, vanilla? That's from Bridget. By the way, the other one was from ID Nationals _ 2018. And I'm sorry if I forgot anybody else's names to say it.
I
But
have
yeah,
an
what
obsession with cologne.
do you really?
I probably have at least 20 bottles of cologne, all
What's your
different.
favorite?
It's funny. I had it sitting down here right now, and I can't. I used like my favorite that I used to have would be Kenneth Cole Black. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's this Monte. I can't even think of the name of it. It's Monte Blanc or something. And my buddy had showed it to me a couple of years ago, and I just can't. I'll sh- I'll tell what it is at some point. I don't remember what it is, but I would wear Kenneth Cole Black. I'd wear like Ralph Lauren, like candies. Um,
Did you wear
Avatar
ever
is cheap.
Aqua di Gio?
I used to. I got my
That's
dad.
my
My dad
favorite.
wears that now. Yeah,
Mm, good
Aqua
stuff.
Di Gio or whatever.
Aqua di
Um,
Gio.
is
Yeah.
that what it is? I
So
had so many, so
yeah.
many.
I like fruity scents personally. Or flowery. I don't know. It depends. I love the smell of like lilacs or lilacs. How do you say that? I don't think
Lilac. I don't know.
lilacs. The purple one.
Yeah,
Purple
I know.
flower. Always smells good.
I love lavender.
That's what it is. That's lilac, isn't it? Is
Lavender?
that the same thing?
Lavender? I don't think
The
so.
smell of lavender?
I
Isn't that the
don't know.
same as, doesn't it come from a lilac?
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. There's
I
some
might have been
homework
lied
for
to
you.
again. Okay,
Yeah.
someone tell us in the comments below. Um, how Amy said, how have hobbies helped you distract you from your eds? So let's make that about both of us. What are our hobbies? What are your favorite hobbies? Because we've talked about enough deep stuff for this one.
I like to hunt. I like to fish. I like to make videos that make people laugh.
Yep. And you're really good at it.
What about you?
Oh, it's my turn. I like to paint. I like to I like to make I might like to make videos. I like to eat. I like to watch Schitt's Creek and Lost because it's
Schitt's
two
Creek.
best
I
shows.
watched like 3 episodes of that and I couldn't get into it. Someone told me I have to keep going. Like really keep
Jeremy,
going.
you know what? The first season for me was a little bit dry. The characters really start developing after like the second season. I actually
Only
just
one
finished it for the second time today. It was really good.
the only one I like is like the chick at the front desk. It's the
I
only
like
one
her
I
too.
like.
You don't
Yeah.
like the other characters?
Not really. Well,
You
I
might
only
not like
watched 3
her.
episodes and I'm like, I mean, it
You
was
might not
there was
like her.
parts where it was funny, like super funny.
Yeah.
I was laughing,
Yeah.
but it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But someone said keep going, keep going, keep going, and I'll get into it. Um,
What
yeah,
about Lost? That's my all-time favorite.
never watched it. Never watched an episode.
So
We're
good.
watching this show now on Stars, and
Yeah.
we are watching like the last series, I guess, of it. What it's called the Spanish Princess. And it
Okay.
is this drama where she is coming from Spain and she is betrothed to the Prince of England, and it just goes. It's pretty really really good, but it goes back to like the White Princess and the White Queen, and we missed. Those are the first two that we didn't go see. We didn't go see that we didn't watch. So we got to finish watching the Spanish Princess, which is like 6 more episodes, and then we're going to watch the beginning of it. But yeah,
Nice.
it's
Cool.
drama, but
I love drama.
it's good. Yeah.
Hello. That's what Lost is too. It's just drama. I think we've answered. What's your favorite color, favorite movie, and favorite song? Do you think we can answer for each other? Do you remember? We know each other's favorite colors and movies, right? Do you remember?
No.
You don't? Yours is Forrest Gump and Blue.
Yeah.
And I don't know your favorite song because we haven't talked about that yet. What was my favorite movie and color? Jeremy, you literally learned this like a week ago.
I know. Your favorite color is pink. Pink.
Yeah,
Yes.
as a backup. It's a backup.
And you said because you like pink.
I
And
like
then
rainbow. Rainbow's my
rainbow. You
favorite.
said rainbow, yes, but pink. You like pink. I remember
Yeah.
pink.
If I had
And
to
your
choose just one. Yeah.
and your favorite movie is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
What are you saying? What does that even mean? What are you talking about? What?
You never seen that movie?
No, what is that?
With
Are you calling me crazy?
Jack Nicholson, they say that he's crazy and he goes into this mental hospital and he's not crazy at all, and it just shows his interactions with all these crazy people, and they like create mutiny on this place, and it's just freaking awesome.
Why would you assume that that's my favorite movie,
Just
Jeremy?
threw that out there.
That actually
Isn't
sounds
it like
really good.
Clueless or something, or no?
That actually sounds really good. I kind of want to watch it. No,
It's
Titanic
funny.
is my favorite.
Titanic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yes, because we talked about Jack is from Wisconsin. And that's where we started talking about Wisconsin.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Favorite
Sing me a
song?
lullaby.
What favorite song?
Favorite song. That's right.
I have a lot.
I do too. I hate favorites because
I have different genres favorites.
me too. I would say probably Hallelujah, Pentatonics.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say my go-to that I have listened to all the time. There's 2 of them. Is Save Tonight by Eagle Eye Cherry.
Yeah.
And Fast Car by Tracy Chapman.
Nice.
I can think of. Yeah.
Oldies and goodies. I love that.
Yeah. I ain't singing. I ain't singing no lullaby.
I know. Okay. Should I do it like?
I know.
Should I do like an ASMR lullaby?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Am I loud? Because I can't hear myself.
I can
Is
hear
this too
you.
loud?
No, it's not loud at all.
Okay. Should I sing about? You're closing your eyes. It's time to go to sleep. And I'm gonna sing you a song, and you'll escape to the oasis of the other side of your eyeballs. Lullaby and good night. Go and dream about chocolate, because that is the best thing in the world except a wet dream. Lullaby. Sleep well. I'm done. We're done with that.
Except a wet dream.
Hope you either dream about chocolate or have a wet dream. Go to bed.
Perfect. Amazing. Yep. Good night. Have
Is
you?
it considered like if I orgasm in a dream, is that considered a wet dream?
I
Or is it
don't
only
know.
guys?
I don't know.
Because if
I
so,
would I would think it's the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Okay, this is the last one. Sanjana said, where do you both see yourselves 1 year from now? You kind of talked about it earlier, but
It's hard for me.
where would you like to be a year from now based on where your life is right now? What would you like to get better in the next year and achieve?
I would like to be doing more full-time content creating.
Mhm.
Like be more involved on like my videos, do more on YouTube, do more like across all platforms, and
Mhm.
eventually, just meet. I have not personally met anybody yet that follows me or well, no, that's not
Well,
true. That is,
except the grocery store. Did you tell
yeah,
that story on here?
I don't know.
Me too. It's so
Yeah, I
good.
don't know if I
Anyway,
have. But I haven't like met. I guess I would say like a colleague
okay.
of mine on any platform yet. And so I want to meet more people. I want to be more involved,
Mhm.
and I just want to. I don't know. I want to make an impact. I want to change people's outlook on life. I want on life. I don't. I just see so many people that are just so depressed and so upset and so unhappy, and I just want to do what I can to change more of that.
That's really
And then,
sweet.
and I
You
know
already are.
I'm doing that. Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
I'm doing that,
You're
and I
good.
can tell by people tell me, but it's like I feel inside of me that I can do more than what
Mhm.
I'm doing, even though I'm doing
Yeah. Well,
so much now. Yeah.
that's how I feel too. Like for me, I would love to reach 100,000 subscribers, but not for the money, not for the fame, but for the people. Like I just know that there's so many other people out there that could benefit from my community and your community, and so that's like it sounds like a really stupid reason or stupid. What's the word? Oh shoot, vain. What's the word? Jeremy, help me.
Superficial.
Superficial, thank you.
Yeah.
It sounds superficial when I say I want 100,000 subscribers, but really it's I just want to reach more people. And on YouTube, when you hit 100,000, I'm at what 87 right now. I was at 91, so thanks YouTube for taking 5,000 from me. Anyway, once you hit 1,000, it
A
changes the algorithm like crazy, and you start to
hundred
grow really
thousand.
fast. Yeah, 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would love to have that little plaque on my wall saying congratulations for because I've been working on this for 5.5 years and it's not about the numbers. I don't even monetize my stuff. I don't care about money. I don't care about fame, but I just feel so full when I can see that, oh, these two people are now best friends and they met in my community and they
Yeah.
saved each other and they became each other's family. And that just fulfills every desire that I could ever have. Obviously, I would like to make money. We'll work on that, but like that's not what it's about. And I think you're the same way.
Yeah. I'm not chasing. In the TikTok world, we call it chasing clout. I'm not chasing clout.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm
That's all
I'm
the
ch-
social media. That's
is
not
it?
just TikTok.
Oh, well, okay. I'm chasing to be able to help more people, and
Yeah,
that's.
love it.
I mean, again, like don't get me wrong. The money part will just help you to be able to do more, to be able to be away from certain things, like my other part of my other job. But if I could, yeah, if I just want to be able to help more people,
Yeah.
and it's uh, for what I do, it's create more comedy and just be able to be there, So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's in a year from now. I, but again, I don't know where I'm going to be, but nobody knows where they're going to be. There could be so many things that could happen, but that's
Right.
where you just keep going one day at a time and just try and
Mm-hmm.
make one person. That's what my goal is, to make one person smile or laugh,
Right.
and
Exactly.
that's where I'm at. So,
And on that note, let's leave them with a bit of inspirationalness, times, places, things in the
yeah.
world. Yes.
What are we
You're up.
gonna throw some
Yes.
Gandhi out here?
No.
What are we?
We're going to talk about how. I mean, we could, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Just give them a pep talk. This is something I used to do all the time. I had a series on my YouTube channel called Motivational Monday, and
Yeah.
I would wear matching glasses and shirts. So I would wear pink glasses and pink, and everything would be pink, and it would change, and people would love to guess what color is next Monday going to be, and it was really fun. I haven't done it in a long time, but because I suck at it. So I just try and make it fun and funny. So I'm trying to find some music real quick. I don't think I have it anymore, so that really sucks. But see, we need some sort of inspirational music. So
Yeah. Some
um,
Celine Dion,
I don't know,
inspirational.
just like
The
whatever you're going,
Titanic.
just like whatever you're going through in life, just remember that somebody out there is going through it too. You're not alone. You're not. You're not. You're not alone. But you're never alone because you always have yourself. And as long as you have yourself, that, my friend, will get you through until probably breakfast. That's how you do it. You want to try?
What? Probably I was just thinking of like you always have yourself to like masturbate or something. You always have yourself. As long as you might not have anyone, but you
Maybe
got.
that's your is that your inspiration, Jeremy, today? Go ahead.
No, no.
So if you want to masturbate, then just remember.
Just remember, stock up.
Oh no. But I just like to make up metaphors. So have you ever gone hiking? Think about it for a minute. When you go hiking, you want to stay on the trail, right? If you get off that trail, you could run into a snake. You could run to a bush that's pokey. You could fall and scrape your knee. But as long as you try and stay on that path, it'll circle back to the parking lot that you came from, and then you can drive home.
You're right. You are right. And it may be just the back of the
Yeah, exactly.
Walmart little fortress that they have back there because they have to do it because the agriculture told them they couldn't build there unless they left that little bit of forestry. But doggone it, you're gonna get back home. You're gonna make it. And it's
Got
gonna be a good day. And you're gonna be able to go home and hug your grandma and put your Converse shoes back on.
yes, yes, get it.
Oh man.
We love you guys. We're
Yeah,
loving
much
doing
love.
this. I hope that you guys are loving it. Again, please leave us comments because sorry, I'm so stuttery today. What's going
Right?
on? Please leave us comments of what you'd like to see because we're here for you. I mean, we're here for each other too,
Right.
getting to know each other and become friends, but you're our
And
audience. We want to know what you guys want. So tell us.
yeah, tell us what you want. Make sure to follow us on our other accounts.
Yes. And all of that is linked below on YouTube. And we're not on Apple yet, right?
We are not.
So
We're going to be on
far,
it. Apple and Spotify, and then there's like
Soon.
4 other ones.
Yeah, soon. But for now, it's just on YouTube, but you can still go on YouTube and just play it and listen to it if you
Exactly.
want, you know?
100%.
So yeah, all the information is linked below, and we just love you guys, and we hope that you have a great day. And what's our outro? We still need to make it an outro.
Much
You're
love, big hugs, and go and make somebody smile today.
yes, because you are beautiful and you are worth it, and we are too. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. How do I end this? I don't know how to end this.